Hello everybody, welcome back to another video with Lim Reviews. Now in today's video, we're going to be checking out the Magic 4 Pro that I've been using for the past few weeks now. And I'm just going to say straight up that this is one of the most underrated flagships of 2022. Now this device here just landed in Malaysia for a very attractive price point of just RM3999. And Honor is even throwing in a couple of freebies, which is really useful to someone who's actually purchasing their first flagship phone. Now with that said, like I said, I've been using it for a couple of weeks now, and I just want to share with you my personal experience before you make that purchase decision, and of course let you know why I think this is the most underrated flagship of 2022. Now before we do that, of course, if you could just drop a like and sub to the channel, that would be super awesome. For now, just sit back, relax, and let me share with you all about this device. Now first things first, I have to start off very quickly and talk a bit about that design. Now what I really like about this design here is that not only does it have this very cool color at the back, the cyan color looks absolutely stunning. Apart from that, you also have this really nice camera cutout in this circular shape that makes it stand out from the very common kind of designs we are seeing in most smartphones today. It's also curved at the sides here that makes it very easy to hold in your palm, very comfortable even though it's a slightly large device here. Last but not least, it's also very solidly built, and what I mean about that is when you carry other flagship phones, you might feel that it's a little bit plasticky and all that, but for the Honor Magic 4 Pro, it definitely gives you that solid feel. You should go out to the shop or something like that and hold it to actually feel it to understand how it feels. It's definitely very rock solid here. Now apart from that, I think it's also worth highlighting that this is an IP68 rated smartphone, and that basically means you don't have to worry about water being splashed onto the device. In fact, you can actually bring it down to the pool and take some really cool underwater shots with the Honor Magic 4 Pro. So that's definitely great to me as well. Before I go on, I should also mention that the frames on the side here is all in this very nice chromish look that makes it very premium looking. It's actually very slim on the sides here, and that makes it a fairly slim device to hold with as well. So that's what I can say in terms of the design. Just to conclude it really specifically, it's just a very premium, solid feeling device that I've held in quite some time now. Alright, so moving on, we're going to talk a little bit about that display at the front. Now this is also a very stunning display at the front, because what you do get here is not only a 2K display, guys. You don't really see 2K that often, but it's also refreshed at 120 Hz, and because it does come with LTPO technology, that means it can go all the way down to just 1 Hz to actually give you the maximum power efficiency on this display. So it's absolutely stunning here. Now the 2K display here translates to a PPI of 460. That means it's going to be super sharp on this display. Everything that you watch, doesn't matter if it's YouTube, Netflix, or just browsing on the device, guys, you're going to be getting the best viewing experience on this Honor Magic 4 Pro. Now it's also worth mentioning that it's slightly curved on the sides here, and I know some of you guys don't really fancy that, but it's also definitely good to see that Honor is making this a quad side kind of curved display here, because every side is actually slightly curved to give you that really seamless kind of experience when you're just gliding through the device. Everything just feels very smooth. So overall, just in terms of the displays, I'm saying this is one of the best one out there. 2K display is definitely always a check on my list. Now moving on, let's talk a little bit about the cameras at the back, because we do have this very how should I say, intimidating kind of look. Well, first up, you must know that there are 4 sensors at the back. The first sensor here is the main 50 megapixel main sensor. Apart from that, you also get a 50 megapixel ultra wide. That means everything is going to be crystal sharp. Moving down that list, you also have a 64 megapixel telephoto lens that does 3.5 optical zoom, and it does come with OIS. Now the final sensor here is not actually to take pictures and all that. It is a TOF sensor, a time of flight, if I'm not mistaken, depth sensor, and this is actually supposed to help, not just in focusing, but also to create a really nice depth of field when you take those portrait shots. Now having said that, that's what you can expect in terms of the numbers. Of course, we're going to see the actual images that I'm going to share with you here. Overall, pictures taken during the day obviously comes with a lot of detail. It also comes with excellent colors. You can see that you have very good dynamic range as well, taken with the main sensor. Moving on to a couple of ultra wides, you also notice that again, because of the 50 megapixel ultra wide sensor, you are able to get very clear kind of ultra wide shots. Now one very cool tech that Honor is actually putting in here is their ultra fusion technology, and what this means is that you are actually able to capture more details, and how they do this is actually quite clever. So what this does, that instead of just using one sensor to take a photo, whenever you take a picture, the device is actually taking on its own multiple shots with their different sensors, and they're going to stack it together to create an even sharper photo, which you can actually see if you zoom in to that photo itself. So that's pretty cool there. Now moving on to a couple of night mode shots, again I'm very impressed with the amount of brightening this Honor Magic 4 Pro is capable of. Even if you're in a very dark scene, you will be able to see pictures very clearly. It also comes with minimal noise, and I'm just going to show you guys a couple more photos here so you can expect what to see in terms of night mode shots on the Honor Magic 4 Pro. Now in terms of the zooming effects, I did mention earlier on that the Honor Magic 4 Pro is capable of 3.5 times optical zoom, but it actually goes all the way to 100 times, and even at 100 times you are still able to make out the kind of picture taken at that amount of zoom. So I still think it's quite a useful zoom here in case you're the kind of person who wants to stalk the person on the opposite side of your building. So that's actually great for those users out there. Now, moving on to videos. Videos is also very interesting here. You can get definitely 4K at 60 FPS, very smooth videos here. But what's really interesting here is that if you go into movie mode, you can actually choose to record the video with log mode turned on. So that's really cool because if you are a content creator and you want to adjust your LUTs, or in other words, your color grading after that, you can do so using the Honor Magic 4 Pro with its own inbuilt editing app. So that's also really cool here on the Honor Magic 4 Pro. Alright, so that basically sums up the cameras at the back here. Overall, it's a very versatile camera capable of taking very good kind of photos. Now moving back to the device itself, we do have a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 powered processor built in, and obviously that means that you will have performance, the top-notch kind of performance that you are expecting of all the kind of flagships today. Now day-to-day use have been very fluid, very smooth. I have never had any issues with launching applications, playing mobile games. Everything is just expected as you can think of a flagship device. So that's what you can get in terms of the experience on the Honor Magic 4 Pro. Now last but not least, we have to talk a bit about that battery life. As you can see, this is a very slim device, so we do have a 4600 mAh battery in here that is good for a screen on time of approximately 7 hours. I still think that's perfectly fine, very similar to other flagships today, but what's more interesting is the charging speeds. So there are two charging speeds here, and the reason I say that is because the first one is a wired charging speed of up to 100 watts. That means it will charge from 0 to 100% in just 30 minutes. Apart from that, it also supports 100-watt wireless charging, guys. So it's really crazy fast. You're able to get from 0 to 50% in just 15 minutes. So very quick charging. I did have the opportunity to test out the wireless charger, which even came with a built-in fan to ensure that the Honor Magic 4 Pro was kept cool at all times to achieve those kind of wireless speeds. Very cool indeed. Alright guys, so at the end of the day, what do I think of the Magic 4 Pro here by Honor? Well, like I said in the beginning, I still think this is a very underrated, flagship device of 2022. Whenever you go out and buy a flagship, usually you hear people mentioning other brands here and there, but I really think you should check out the Honor Magic 4 Pro because it comes with a very good value proposition. Not only is it undercutting, other brands in terms of the price, Honor is also throwing in a lot of freebies like I mentioned earlier on. One of the more important ones is actually that 2-year warranty, which I think is actually quite valuable here. And apart from that, just in terms of the features and the functions and all that, it's actually a very capable device right here. So at the end of the day, let me know what you guys think about the Honor Magic 4 Pro. Is this something that you might consider? Do you have any further questions? Let me know down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you guys think. And thank you for staying all the way to the end. Don't forget to drop a like, sub to the channel, and I'll see all of you guys in the next one. Stay safe, everybody. Bye.